प्रतिक्रिया से डॉक्टर मधुबाला सिन्हा आए और मंच पर कार्यक्रम आगे बढ़े।
Hello. Hello, I can't hear anyone.
सपना दी, आप ऋचा दीदी को बुलाएं, ऋचा मैम को बुलाएं।
Hi, I'm here already. Sorry, I just lost the voice in between. Thank you everyone for this opportunity to present like in this forum, and like I really like to say my gratitude towards this opportunity. Before I start to this topic and talk about my opportunity, opportunity we have in Australia, I would like to personally put my gratitude towards the Australian government and the health sector, which they did an amazing job here. And it's come down to be the second country after New Zealand, which we actually get rid of this problem. Like, you know, we opened the economy already, like everything is working fine here. People are going back to job, like economy started revamping at the same time. We hardly have any coronavirus case. Yes, we do have in one particular state's second wave, but at the same time, we are in a very good position to overcome this situation. Right now, Australia is actually one of the biggest dependent country in a developed world for China. And this thing, the whole COVID-19 situation, bring Australia to think about the overall, their long-term growth, how they're going to develop in Australia. And if we don't have future support for China, or they don't want to rely on China, especially actually it was an eye-opener. Hello? The volume is full here.
जी मैम, आप अपना कंटिन्यू कीजिए मैम। सॉरी मैम।
Sorry. Right now, it was an eye-opener for Australia to know that if we are not actually going to rely on China in future, what's our future and how we're going to do? Because 1/3 of the export of Australia goes to China. At the same time, most of the major distributors, suppliers are coming from China. And during this pandemic, everything stopped. Most of the stores, departmental stores are actually barren right now, out of stock. The prices has increased. China actually like doing this negotiation with Australia to increase the prices, like, you know, reducing their profit at the same time, like stopping into the export. Australia rely heavily in agricultural, educational, tourist sector, as well as property, and international student sector is one of the biggest sector of Australia, which rely on China. 38% of student in international student in Australia actually come from China, which on an average spend $50,000 a year in studies, and which is a big industry here of overall of $10 billion. And that impacted heavily because of the relations spent in China and Australia. Being a very fair country, and having the really good believe in actually what we should be doing in this situation, Australia actually asked for individual research, that individual what we need, where this originally this virus came from, and that actually didn't sit well with China, and they actually it started impacting the relationship between China and Australia, and overall, which put us into the place where we want to do the right thing, but at the same time we don't have the resources. Working in a government department, I actually can relate to it, that we are trying to protect our people, we are trying to protect our business. At the same time, we are trying to say to the people that we will be doing the right work, and we will be fair, and we will stand to our value. But at the same time, we are seeing our business dropping in numbers at the same and crumbling down because of China. This whole situation of the reliance and the export, Australia is the biggest importer of Australian oil, iron ore, which actually in 2017-18, 82% of iron ore export from Australia goes to China. And the biggest fact is, even though we are the biggest exporter, we don't actually use our own production and build any steel products or anything. We export the raw material and then we buy back from them. So we actually like lose money double times here. But the reason we don't have this whole business opportunity here, the production much, because Australia is the one of the most expensive labor intensive country. The per hour rate of Australia is $22 an hour for any labor to work here, because they believe in everyone having equal opportunity. There is no middle class, lower class, or higher class here. Most of the people have equal opportunity, equal standard of living. Therefore, like the minimum wages rate is so high that most of the people doesn't prefer to have production line here, and they actually prefer to have their production line in China, where the we have low wages. At the same time, government in China like literally run the whole. So like they don't actually let individual business to decide what they want to do and how they want to treat their employee. The problem with India, like Australia do wanted to do business with India, but Indian like politics, the whole like the system doesn't allow like fair policy and doesn't let people to do the business over there. They don't have consistent product quality. They don't give you like it's more about government interference, where people just do what they want and then there's no particular policy they follow, and then they can get away with doing anything they want in India. That's why Australia always used to rely on China, and now this whole situation bring them to the situation where they wants to see that how they can actually increase their horizon. Of course, coming from Narendra Modi from last 5 to 10 years, India image overall has improved, and like they are looking into more opportunity to do the business with India. And the recent discussion they had with Narendra Modi is bringing this economy together, especially because now world has realized China how the CCP over there work, like the whole economy, like it's not commonwealth. No one can speak. No one have right to say what they want over there, and therefore like they cannot rely on their government, and how they are actually making everyone they are paralyzing everyone's else economy, putting money there, especially to this especially to the countries who cannot afford to have lots of loan, like countries like Brazil, countries like Indonesia, Fiji, everyone, Pakistan, everyone is relying on China heavily on debt. And even though they know that this is wrong, they have to continue their relationship with China, and they have to go against the countries who wants to go who doesn't want to follow China. This whole situation actually created a lot of positive attitude here and a lot of opportunities in Australia. What government did here, like during the pandemic, they tried to revive the economy, and they put a lot of stimulus packages where actually give employer, even though you are not working, you are not doing the business for the next 6 months, all your employees will get paid. So please don't stop the business. Please don't let your employees go. And the minimum wages was so high, what people were getting from the government, that everyone liked to continue to the job they were doing. It also brings up the opportunity of flexible working arrangement where you are working from home. The biggest problem in Australia here that per day, even if as a mom, like if I want to have my kid, if I want to work, I have to put my kid to daycare, and the daycare rate here is $120 a day. You are paying $120 a day to put your kids into the daycare, and then you go to work, which actually put down a lot of moms to go back to work. And now that the whole new concept of working from home through COVID-19 has came, where you have more flexible working arrangement, more people are coming back to work and not relying on government to pay them for all this kind of family tax benefit and all this kind of different benefits which they get from government, which actually make them more self-sufficient and rely less on government. The government is also implementing a lot of plans for small scale businesses for special economic zone, that if you open the business here for the next 5 years, your tax rate will be really low. You will get a special incentive in terms of GST, which is 10% right now. And at the same time, like if you hire more indigenous people and local people here, you get better benefit rather than people are coming from a different country. But at the same time, they are actually looking to have, they have to open the economy for outsiders, because recently the immigration policy here is really strict. They are not letting people come here very easily. It takes about 8 to 10 years for, on an average, for people to get permanent residency here, and the amount of money they spend when they come here. Therefore, they are trying to lose their policy to make more people come here. The biggest benefit Australia had right now to bargain this opportunity, that they got one third reserve of iron ore. They got 38% of uranium reserve in the world. And the economy, China cannot work without iron ore because they have so many expansion plans all over the world. They want to build a lot of roads, buildings, and all these things, and everything goes from Australia to China. 82% of the production which China rely on, there is no substitute they could find. So even though China is currently are being a bit difficult to Australia, we know that we have this opportunity to bargain with China. And if we don't find China as our partner, we can always find another partner, because uranium is a really next demanding thing people want for business, for electric generation of energy, at the same time for defense services. They need that in uranium. Like India, they really heavily depending on uranium. They want uranium, and Australia previously actually declined India request due to the security concern, but they are actually recently looking into this opportunity. 100% of the uranium which we produce here right now is go to export, and then we don't actually create our own defense mechanism and our own defense product. Now Australia is actually bringing all the business and manufacturing units from China to bringing back here. And any business who wants to bring their business back here, they will get 10 years of almost tax haven benefits here. At the same time, it will create a lot of job opportunities for people locally rather than relying on China. They are actually encouraging people to look into more local trades, more local business. They injected a lot of benefits for the property market not to crash. Like if you are building home here, right now, you will get 60,000 as a government grant to build a home, which is a big grant. Like if you are building a 500,000 worth of like home, 10%, more than 10% of the funding is coming from government directly. At the same time, the opportunity is still to go and make the partnership with the same kind of mindset people, like the Commonwealth government. Hello. The Commonwealth government we have, like US. Previously, Australia doesn't have that. Even though Australia had always good relationship with the US, but they never used to have really good. They never used to have big trading opportunity with US. Now, right now, they are actually looking to expand more opportunity in US, and US wants to have very good relationship with Australia right now, because they are actually gateway to Southeast Asian market. Australia is the nearest developed country next to Asia, and they can reap the benefit. And we have infrastructure here. We have the best healthcare services here, which they can use instead of going for the healthcare work, which US rely on. Going to the other countries, they are actually looking to have more hospitals and more units using in Australia, and having a really good reliance together. This whole opportunity actually let us think what good we could do as an economy and how much more we can bring the business here. Of course, we are relying on we are relying on a lot of products to produce here and do the business here. Rather than relying on China, we are trying to bring here, but it will take time. It will be a long-term work. But at the same time, people now are aware that we shouldn't be buying Chinese products. People actually, I think there was a news here that 80% of the people here like get rid of lots of Chinese apps here, like TikTok, because it's not reliant. It's a very sensitive app which can actually take lots of your data. People are doing a lot of search. Companies are putting restrictions on employees to use this kind of app so that they don't use their email from phone and then use this kind of benefits. At the same time, this whole defense, the whole defense of Australia, which used to have like a partnership with China, pull back their soldiers from there, and the whole partnership, and now they are
Hello.
looking to have this partnership with India rather than with China. So this whole thing actually makes me think that it is important. Yes, we are actually, it was in the situation that we are going through a really, really tough time. We may go into depression. We are looking to go into depression. The whole world will go there. But I think there is always a better opportunity in the long run. And it was a really important, for me, I believe that is this COVID-19 was a really big eye-opener for all over the world, that the way China was doing the business, rather than doing the direct attack, they were doing the indirect attack on all the economy and making them they were making them all paralyzed. Now everyone know what's going on, what they are doing. Even though some countries like, as I mentioned, like underdeveloped countries like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Fiji, they are still relying on China, and they cannot get away with this. But we have this opportunity. At least India have this opportunity within Asian market to come out of this. At the same time, Australia is a very developed country, and people here are very much into what government say. They follow their government very well. They have a really good trust system with their government. There's no people understand what government is doing and why they are doing, and they always follow their steps rather than doing the protest here and going through. And that's something I actually feel that this is something India should be also implementing, rather than going always against government, going through this kind of rally, putting their whole energy to the business and doing the productive work rather than doing this destructive work. And I definitely believe that even though we have only 20 million population, we can definitely come back better and more resilient. And we are resilient, and we will be better resilient in future, and less reliant on China. And even though like we had second migrant, 38% of the migrant people are living in Chinese people are living in Australia, who are living here. They actually believe that they are very lucky to live here rather than following China. They actually wants to continue their good relationship with Australia. So we are lucky in that sense, and we believe that this is one of the biggest opportunity and resource we have, that people are here completely rely on their government. They follow their government, and they listen. And the government is also so much into making long-term benefit for the people and for the economy. And I can see the benefits coming already there. Like working in a local government, I can see how government is injecting money to bring more business, more trade, more infrastructure, so that we can generate more work, rather than people sitting there at home and taking the benefit from government. They actually work and take the benefit. So I find it a very positive future. Yes, short term going to be negative, and we will struggle, but long term definitely we will be having really good reliance, good infrastructure, and good independence. At the same time, I'm looking to have a really good relationship with India, of China, Australia. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Richa, for taking our time for our webinar from your hectic schedule. Once again, thank you so much, Richa.
It's
Now,
my, it's,
I would